forradalmár, szabadság, egyenlőség, lefejezés! Ő nem más, mint Tristan Archer!
No doubt whatsoever that the French Revolution, Tristan Archer has already made one hell of an impact here in Passion Pro. Not least, of course, in the main event of Passion Pro 2 back in August, where he defeated the Axeman, Axel Tischer, one of the best in Europe.
Tristan Archer!
Quite probably one of the best in the world. Tristan Archer firmly believes he is the best in the world. We'll find out just how good he is as he goes up against a Belgian war machine.
kiló, egyenesen Brüsszelből, a belga War Machine, személyesen Mike D!
There he is, Mike D. You can see where he gets his name. This man really is a machine, a terrifying competitor. Imagine seeing that man across the ring from you. Mike D, the Belgian war machine.
Mike D!
Against Tristan Archer, the French Revolution. France versus Belgium here in Budapest, Hungary. Two powerhouses about to collide. There's an old wrestling cliche about an irresistible force meeting an immovable object. It may well be an apt one here in this match. Bell rings. We are ready to roll. Mike D and Tristan Archer. Archer's going to offer the handshake. And a cautious acceptance by Mike D. Both men just seeing what they can do in this opening exchange. Archer was trying to get on top, but it's Mike D who's able to grab the waist lock. You can see Archer, sort of that right leg was in an open position, but Mike D getting very quickly under that bottom rope before Archer could do any damage. Tristan Archer, of course, over several years wrestling all over the world, not just across Europe, but North America and elsewhere as well, whereas Mike D is still in the early part of his career, but he's been dominant wherever he's gone. Not least of which is in GWF, German Wrestling Federation, where he's been quite a phenomenon, of course, as well as in his native Belgium.
Come on.
Tristan Archer, of course, this year already has won the Unified World Wrestling title over in WXW. It is not for nothing when we talk about Tristan Archer as being among the elite of European wrestling. He really is that good, and he gets better and better and better, does Archer. Mike D doesn't like being constrained here in this kind of side headlock position. He's very eager to free himself, and a lot of power behind that clothesline, and Mike D didn't go anywhere. Same for Archer. The side of the chests on both of these guys, the clothesline just seems to ricochet off of them. Archer to the ropes, clothesline. This time Mike D does go down. Archer enjoying that moment of success. Gonna have to build on it. He's caught D in midair and sends him hard into the turnbuckles. Archer gonna come off the rope, but he runs right into a drop kick. time on that drop kick, able to get high in the air, kicked Archer right in the face. And now Mike D with a delayed vertical suplex, the blood rushing to the head of Tristan Archer before he gets planted hard on his back.
1, 2 step. Come on.
And the elbow from Mike D. He's going to do the same again. We're going to get the hat trick. Yes, we are. 3 elbows in a row from Mike D, who hooks the leg, gets a 1 count. Archer is not going to stay on his back for any longer than he has to. He knows just how serious of a threat Mike D is. The fact that Archer is so determined to kick out so early, I think really does say to you quite a lot about how much Tristan Archer does respect the challenge in front of him here in facing Mike D. Didn't respect it, he certainly is now, because those strikes are every bit as powerful as I'm sure Mike D's reputation is, and Tristan Archer very, very quickly finding out just how hard this big Belgian hits. Archer with no intention to be sent running to the opposite ropes, so Mike D will go instead, and he gets backdropped out, lands on his feet though. Good agility from the Belgian War Machine. Archer got the knees up and then marks him feet first on his shins. Mike D may have been knocked silly after Archer second guessed what he was going to do there, and Tristan Archer with an opportunity. Mike D very, very quickly fighting back with those kicks. Archer being sent to the outside, and here comes Mike D, but got caught and swept away from under him. Quick thinking there from Tristan Archer. Both these two men on the outside of the ring, both of them more than capable of brawling on the outside if they need to. Swing and a miss from, oh my goodness, from Mike D, and then a leg sweep right into the corner of the ring. Tristan Archer swinging the legs around, kicking Mike D in the back. And then resetting the referee's count before coming back to the outside.
Okay, big man. Big one.
Face first goes Mike D into the ring apron as Tristan Archer starting to press home this advantage that he's earned. Just going to pick it up and drop it. Hard ring apron.
I'm on. He's on. Everybody's on.
Archer's going to get back in there and try and capitalize. Belgian War Machine with a smile on his face, for goodness sake. Headbutt from Archer. And that I don't think has wiped that smile off the face of Mike D. Maybe this onslaught in the corner will. Crowd has been hushed here by just how effective Tristan Archer's offense has been in the past few moments. Backbreaker.
Come on.
Straight into the cover, no wasted motion from Archer. Mike D still kicking out, but Archer is starting to kind of string a series of moves together, and the cumulative effect of those, I think it's going to be very difficult for Mike D to bounce back from. He's not really getting his hands up in response to these right hands from Archer. Maybe he is. Block that one. Look on the headbutt. As soon as you count him out, Mike D's back in it. Archer held onto the top rope. The War Machine with a big, big clothesline on Archer. Oh, Archer's got him up. Tristan Archer with Lateral from Tristan Archer. Archer forcing those shoulders down, but somehow still one of those shoulders popped up. smile of despair crossing the face there of Tristan Archer after Mike D kicked out of that one. Archer, so experienced, knows how to mentally regroup after a disappointment like that. There's a body slam. Mike D, middle of the ring, there's a senton. Nailed all of it. He's knocked the wind out of Mike D, but not enough to prevent another kick out. Archer looking for that half Nelson sleeper. Trying to hook his left arm behind the head, using Mike D's own left arm against him. Trying to put the Belgian War Machine to sleep. Mike D with his fingertips trying to get to the bottom rope. Archer brings him back into the center of the ring. Again, that variation on the sleeper hold with the half Nelson. Possibly going to take out Mike D, but he was able to break it. Archer, though, again, back on top immediately with the kick. So impressive what Tristan Archer is doing here. He is systematically taking this machine apart. Looking for the coup d'etat. Mike D got out of it and drops the back of the head of Archer on his knee, but there's a neck breaker. A neck breaker from Tristan Archer. Mike D is up. He's up first, even though Archer hit the move. Mike D, who's back on top, gets shoved away by Archer. Neither man can really build up any sort of momentum in the long term. Each man blocking each other. Maybe not, because Mike D, this time, kick to the head of Archer. Into the corner. Takes another run up. Nails him again, this time. Big shoulder thrust. Into the stomach, and then plants him with the suplex. Is that enough for Mike D? No, it is not. The right shoulder of Archer again comes up. This is becoming a fascinating showdown here between Archer and Mike D. The French Revolution, the Belgian War Machine going at it toe for toe here. Where is Mike D going? Well, he's not someone who naturally heads to the top, but he's doing it here. I think he knows he needs to do something out of the ordinary to put away Tristan Archer. Maybe that top rope elbow drop will do it. Left leg is hooked. Still a kick out. Still a kick out from Tristan Archer.
It's over, my man.
Mike D signaling that the end is near for Archer. Going to try for the power bomb, but Archer just holding onto that right leg for dear life. Maybe this time, second attempt. Still holding onto that left leg, or right leg, excuse me. There's a big back body drop from Archer to free himself. He needed that. Tristan Archer dug deep, found a way to get himself out of danger for that power bomb. Archer have a run up. Enziguri around the side of the head of Mike D, went for a clothesline. Archer just a step ahead of him here. Big discus elbow. Oh my goodness. Bicycle knee. Tried to get him with the Enziguri, but Archer ducked it. Archer frees himself from the rear waist, gets an overhead Pele kick into the head of Mike D. German suplex, but oh, what agility. What agility. And instead the suplex from Mike D delivered. Found its mark, as did that strike to the back of the head. Now what has Tristan Archer got in his locker? Cutter! Bouncing off the middle rope. God, what agility for a big man. Is it enough to put away the French Revolution. No, it isn't. No, it is not. Still we continue here. Mike D tried for the powerbomb a few moments ago, couldn't get it, but got something that, I don't know, you could quite easily have thought would be just as effective. That springboard cutter off the middle rope. Tristan Archer still finding a way to kick out, but I don't know, Archer is moving slowly. How much of the reserves that Archer still had have been used up here with his efforts in kicking out there? Mike D, I think, believes that it might be close to all of those reserves because he thinks that Tristan Archer is ripe for the picking here. He thinks he can get him off of that top turnbuckle. I don't know what he's looking to do. Archer is fighting back. Archer dropping down. Archer's going to try for a powerbomb. Mike D knew he needed to strike away at Archer so that Archer couldn't do that. Archer comes back though, big strike to the lower back. Kick there. Big kick right into the cranium. And now, Mike, what's he doing? What is Mike D doing? Oh, moonsault, but nobody home. Nobody home. It was a big risk. It could have brought a big reward, but it did not deliver for Mike D. Still he gets the boot up. And Archer gets him with the suplex. This is trouble. Or is it? Still more energy. And Mike D, you can suplex this time into the turnbuckles. Olympic style slam from Tristan Archer. Archer, has he put him away? No, he hasn't. Look at how much left is there for Mike D now. This is so impressive, such tenacity. He got struck again there. And Archer hurt both legs again. The kick out from Mike D, and again, Tristan Archer has to find another way to get it done. This has been quite something from both of these two men. Going to try and decapitate him here with a lariat. Can't get him, he gets pop-up powerbombed by Mike D. The powerbomb and a kick out. Oh, but wait. Picks him up again. What a counter. What a counter from Archer. Would have been a second powerbomb, but instead scoops him up into the coup d'etat. The coup d'etat from Archer. Archer sits down on the shoulders of Mike D and scores a huge win.
És a győztes, Tristan Archer!
I'll tell you what, Tristan Archer has earned that winner's purse and then some here tonight in Budapest against the Belgian War Machine. You've got to believe if Mike D had hit that second powerbomb, it would have been a very different outcome. Archer had it scouted even that deep into the match, and moments later, the coup d'etat puts away Mike D. Awesome match, awesome heavyweight showdown. Archer with a show of respect for Mike D.
Mike D!
Tristan Archer now enjoying the applause from the crowd. Both men are absolutely exhausted. Of course, who wouldn't be after what they've just been through? The French Revolution and the Belgian War Machine, both of them left it all in the ring for your entertainment here tonight. Tristan Archer, who ultimately picks up the victory, but Mike D's stock will have risen here as well. That was a tremendous display of resilience from Mike D. Celebration time for Tristan Archer. He helps Mike D to his feet. It is the French Revolution who has had his hat raised in victory.